Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome back. I am back from a long trip away in Australia with a great crew and some great food on a real piece of junk boat. Yes, and now I'm finally home. I got really sick on the way back. Flew from Melbourne to Dubai to Heathrow to Edinburgh, and on the way I just got really sick and been struggling with that the last couple of days. No, it's not coronavirus. I don't think. But no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I probably look really sick and really ill. I've probably got bags under my eyes and stuff. It's not been great, but anyway, it's fine. We'll just crack on. Sometimes that happens when you're sharing, you know, the same air conditioning with 400 other people for 14 hours or whatever it was. Because we went back in time, technically, we went back 11 hours from time zone. Went back 11 hours. I was traveling for 30 hours in one day, which was really weird, but whatever. So, to this video, yes, you read the title correct. I have to sell the Boss, and it's not a nice thing to have to say, and I'm pretty sad about it. This Proline Pro MT, which I call the Boss, is my favourite basher, and it's also the best kit I've ever built, bar none. Arguable, because I've got my triple XS, my lossy triple XS, but you know, just an incredible piece of kit. Love this truck. So, why am I selling it? Well, here's the reason. Spares. You can't get them. You cannot get spare parts for this truck anymore. They're not made anymore, at all. And when you do find them, you pay a ridiculous sum of money for them. And I'll give you an example. I should have taken the shell off beforehand. The shell is actually another great point about this truck because it's easily the toughest body shell I've ever come across. This is actually a Proline Pro MT 4x4 body shell. You can probably tell by the paint scheme, and I've just peeled off the 4x4 sticker and left the Pro MT on it, because this is the original two-wheel drive Pro MT, not the current four-wheel drive MT, which is still in production. You can still get parts for, not this one. Yeah, as an example of why, here you got the rear top links there, the camber links. I had one of them snap, and the cheapest I could find them was £50 plus postage for a camber link, right? And then in the wheel there, you got the little, right in the back here, where the drive shaft goes in, to the drive pin, you get the little metal drive cups that are about that long. £60 plus postage. 110 quid plus postage to fix two tiny little parts. And it is all because production ceased. Like, overnight, just stopped straight away, and then that's it. You can't get bits, and there's a very good reason for it, and it's not actually Proline's fault. Well, not directly Proline's fault, possibly indirectly. You can make your own minds up on this. I'll explain what happened. So, this is what happened. The Traxxas Stampede is a two-wheel drive monster truck, a rear-wheel drive monster truck. Proline make arguably the best upgrades for the Traxxas Stampede. And they make a whole host. They make suspension arms, they make links, they make shocks, they make everything. And then one day, they had enough almost that you could basically almost replace every single part on your Stampede, so the truck's almost not Traxxas anymore, it's almost exclusively Proline. Proline decided one day that, you know, with all these bits, what we're going to do is we're going to make a truck. So they developed their own chassis, see, it's a metal chassis. And you know, I believe the I might be wrong, but I believe the shock towers are original Proline. But anyway, they decided, okay, we're going to build a truck of our own. So they took all these hop-up upgrade parts that they make and then combined them into one truck that you could buy out of the box. So you basically got essentially the world's most upgraded and high-end Stampede in one box. That's essentially what it is. You can't quite, but you can almost turn a Stampede into one of these by spending a huge amount of money on it. The problem was Traxxas spat the dummy on that one, because that meant you were no longer buying the Traxxas product. Because if you buy the Traxxas product, you can then upgrade with Proline. They both get money. If you just buy the Proline truck itself, not the upgrades, but the truck itself, you get all the upgrades anyway. And although it costs a lot of money, it's cheaper than turning a Traxxas into one of these things. And then Traxxas don't get any money at all. So they spat the dummy, and there was lawsuit, legal stuff going on Traxxas are very well known for suing people. I don't know if they sued Proline. I'm not sure what happened there, but it was certainly, they were instructed by the courts that they could no longer build or sell the truck because essentially it was Traxxas upgrades that they were making, and they sold it as their own truck. Okay, so I'm not sure who I blame more with that. I don't like Traxxas. I've said this many times on this channel. I don't like the way Traxxas operate legally. The morals are very poor. They've sued lots of companies over the years over pitiful little things. In this regard, I'm not sure where my loyalties lie. I prefer Proline to Traxxas, but at the same time, they did just take the upgrades for a Traxxas that, okay, it's their upgrades, they make it, and went, right, just buy our truck instead. So you can see where Traxxas are coming from. At the same time, you can see where Proline are coming from because it's their parts. And they don't compete directly because a Stampede is, you know, well, it's more expensive now. It's probably approaching £300 now, ready to run. This was almost £400 with no electronics. So they weren't really in the same category in terms of price bracket. But that's the story. The point is, Traxxas spat the dummy. Proline are no longer allowed to sell the parts or make the parts. And here we are. It's been abandoned. And the two companies aren't, I mean, they do. I mean, they are still making parts for Traxxas vehicles, but their relationship isn't as good as it was. So there's the story behind it, and this is why I have to sell the Proline, and I'm gutted about it. I will be replacing this truck with another monster truck, because obviously Matthew has the ECX Ruckus, and we like to bash these together. The truck I'm replacing this with is not as good as this. There's just no way around it. There is no. Because I want another rear-wheel drive monster truck. I was considering the four-wheel drive, the new Team Associated Rival, which is actually a rebrand of another car. But that's a huge Super 110 size, 3-cell, center differential four-wheel drive beast, and it's not really fair to bash with. I mean, it's fun when you got two equivalent type things, and that's just not an option really. So I've come up with something else. You'll see it soon. Don't have it yet. It's not as good as this, but then no rear-wheel drive 110 scale monster truck has ever been as good as this, or probably will ever be as good as this, because there's not really a market really for, let's be honest, once you've fit the electronics to it, a £600 110 scale rear-wheel drive monster truck. This is probably one of the only people to sell something like that, and it didn't sell in huge numbers anyway. So yeah, the other truck isn't as good as this, but it's also a great deal cheaper. So yeah. In the meantime, what I'm going to do, so I've got this Castle Creations power system. It's got you see the Castle motor there. It's 4,600 kV. Got the Sidewinder speed controller. I'm going to keep them and put them on my new truck. Problem is here, you can see that I've got a heatsink and a fan on the motor here because the motor gets a bit toasty, and I've hardwired. Soldered these in. See, this is going from the fan on the heatsink straight to the ESC where it plugs into the battery. I've soldered that on, which means as soon as you plug it into the battery, even though the truck is off, that starts to ramp up. The thing is, that goes through the shock tower, doesn't it? And I don't think the fan, even if I unbolt it from the heatsink, can fit through that gap. So yeah, that's we'll have to figure that out. But anyway, so I've got the power system here. That's fine. I can use the power system again on my new truck. It means I'll have to sell it because the truck that's coming is brushed. It means I'll have to sell a Proline Pro MT with a brushed system in it, which is just completely wrong. This is designed for 2S and 3S brushless. It's got a fully steel drivetrain. I mean, this is no messing around with this truck. That'll be a bit odd, but you know, needs must. I don't have a spare brushless system sitting. I thought I had a cheaper e-tronics one I could just put in this and sell it, but I don't. I like the radial gear in this, so we'll see how I prefer the radial gear in this new truck that's coming. I might swap them over. I might just leave this. The servo is a very good servo. It's a Savox. I might swap that as well. I don't know. Probably it might be worth doing because it'll be better than the servo that comes standard in another truck. So we'll see. But this is the last time, that you will see the boss, and I'm really not happy about that. I love this truck. I genuinely love this truck. But it's just not to be anymore. What can you do? Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to try and have a higher output of videos once I get better. I also have, well, job things going on as well, so I'll update you if anything changes there as well, because I like to keep you guys informed. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.